So are you ready for some crazy oddball garden stories? All right, number one. What do mulberry trees have to do with sledgehammers? I'm tearing down an old house on my property, and I got to the point where I'm doing a chimney. To tear it down, I'm going to have to get up on a ladder and sledgehammer the cinder blocks off one by one. My 80-year-old dad says if I can get a chain around it, he can pull it down with the tractor. So instead of me dying by falling off a ladder, now I'm going to die by having a chimney pulled onto my head. So we ended up pulling it down without killing anybody. Something that would have taken me a week. With the tractor, we pulled it down in 5 minutes. Our only casualty was the tractor ran over my baby mulberry tree. So now we've got to start over with a brand new cutting. And my new cutting this year is actually showing some growth. So my dream of having a mulberry tree is coming a little bit closer. Here's me a few years ago with a big pumpkin. I was thinking I really like that. I want to grow a big pumpkin from my porch every year. Never had another big pumpkin. The groundhogs and the rabbits just tear my pumpkins to shreds. So this year I got fed up. I said, I'm going to show you critters a thing or two. I threw 20 plants out there. I said, you're not going to get all of them. So of course, no pumpkins get destroyed this year. Now I've got way too many. I set up a trail cam to see what's going on out there. It turns out the cats have decided this is going to be their hangout place when the sun goes down. So if you got every cat in the neighborhood hanging out in your garden, I guess you don't have to worry about rabbits. I got pumpkin bodyguards this year. My wife didn't believe we could get hummingbirds on the property, so I dug out an old hummingbird feeder. You don't have to buy hummingbird food at the store. It doesn't have to be red. Don't add red food dye. Just very simply 4 parts water, 1 part sugar, and you can get those hummingbirds on your property. Okay, we're back to my parents' house to steal more cuttings. In the past year, my wife has become obsessed with this plant. I think it's a Chinese evergreen. She's always asked Mom if I can get a cutting from this plant. I want to grow this plant. So we got permission to take a cutting, and the plant is so funny. If you give it a lot of love, a lot of sunlight, a lot of water, the plant wants to die on you. If you throw it in a dark corner and ignore it, the plant's happy. The last thing I want to show you is we got our first flower from our tulip tree. When I want to grow more of something, I usually think about taking a cutting, but it'll be fun to see if we can get seeds and grow something from our first flower off our tulip trees.